they found the hole in the top of my stomach.
What it do, y'all? We back with another mukbang. A Checkers mukbang, that is.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I have from Checkers. I have a tropical punch slushy. That's what that is. And I have a checker burger and what is these called?
Chicken bite box.
Oh, a chicken bite box. We have like chicken bites and French fries in there. Yum, yum, yum.
What kind of sauce you got, baby?
Oh, barbecue sauce. He picked it for
And
me.
let me tell y'all what I got since I'm Mr. Original. You know how I do. No faking, no copying over here. So let me tell you what I got. I also have Rally's Burger.
A checker burger. You know what? It ain't Rally's no more, but they got
That's
Rally's.
true. A chicken bite box. And some barbecue sauce.
He mocked off of it. He mocked off of it. Tropical. Oh yeah, I ain't say that. This is a Kool-Aid tropical punch slushy. I ain't say that. But yeah, on my checker burger, I got everything on there. Didn't take nothing off. He ain't got no checker burger. He just got a cheeseburger.
That's what I got. Yep.
Nothing on it.
Nothing on it.
That's how you do. You smart.
That's right. That's why you mess with your boy. And we was hungry today, y'all.
Man, we was starving.
We was starving.
Only thing I ate was some cereal.
Yeah.
Gotta love the cereal though.
Mm-hmm.
Now what you about to say?
I want to talk to you about something that we touched on yesterday briefly. I figured we'd talk about the things you went through when you dealt with going in the hospital with the blood clots, the anxiety, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to, share with the family, your experience of what you went through with that.
Okay, y'all. So this was I think 2018. Yeah. I was going through this rapid heart rate and can't breathe and tightening of the chest and stuff. And I'm didn't know what was wrong with me and stuff. So it was going on, I say probably for about maybe 3-4 months before I even went to go see what was wrong, because I was so scared of what they was gonna say. I just knew I was dying. So actually my mom made me go to the hospital when I came to Detroit, because I was living in Nashville at the time. But she actually made me go to the hospital. You ain't going back to Nashville until you go to the hospital and get checked and see what's wrong with you and stuff. So when I went to the hospital, I went in there, they was your heartbeat is, I think it was at 120 beats per minute. Your heartbeat don't supposed to go over 100, especially if you're not doing nothing. You just sitting there, your heart rate shouldn't be beating so fast. So when they checked it, it was your heart rate is 120. Is you scared of doctors or something? I was yeah, definitely that. But I told them it's always like this. I could be sitting there watching TV and my heart just started racing real fast. And they okay, well, we're going to draw your blood. We're going to check you out and see what's going on with you. So they ran all the tests, the blood work, everything came back good. It was you perfectly healthy, nothing is wrong with you. So then I'm is something wrong with me? It has to be something wrong with me. So they're no, there's nothing wrong with you. We couldn't find anything. So they did I think it's called an EKG, where they hook stuff up to your chest to monitor your heart rate and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They did 2 or 3 of them. Everything came back good. They're nothing is wrong with you. So I'm yes it is. I was I'm not leaving this hospital until you find something that's wrong with me. So it was okay, well, you got to do a CAT scan. I'm what is it, what is the procedure and stuff like that? It was well, you got to go up under radiation. And I was oh boy, I'm scared. No, I don't know about that. So they was well, that's the only how we're going to really get inside your chest to see, what's in there and what's going on. So they talked me into doing a CAT scan, 20 doctors, because I didn't want to go in there and do it. And they talked me into doing it. So when I finally did it, they came back you got 2 tiny blood clots in your lungs. So, oh man, I'm panicking more then. So I'm I'm about to die, I'm about to die. They're no, they tiny, they tiny, but we have to put you on blood thinners like immediately. So I hooked it up like a pig line up to my arm and stuff, and had like blood thinner dripping like through my body or whatever to thin my blood out, so I can't like do like big clots and stuff. So that can cause like heart attack and strokes. So they did another test on my legs to see that I have any clots in my legs. Well, no clots never found in my legs. So in the meantime, I'm still in the hospital. I was in the hospital for like 5 days on blood thinners and stuff like that. So I ended up doing better, but I guess I was doing better because I was in the hospital, so it made me feel safe, I guess. So they ended up sending me home. I had to like have a blood doctor and everything. I had to go to the blood doctor like every month or something like that to keep like getting my blood tested and stuff like that. And then I still ended up having like these rapid heart rates and couldn't breathe. I'm telling my mama like, I can't breathe. Like, I got something on me? No, oh. I'm telling my mama like, I can't breathe. It's something not right. You know what I'm saying? So she like, I don't know. I even went back home to Nashville. I called my daddy like, them same little palpitations and stuff I was having months ago, I'm still having. And I'm like, if it was blood clots, I shouldn't still be able not to breathe. If it was blood clots, you know what I'm saying? Months later, you're on blood thinners, you should be able to breathe. So I'm like, this something ain't right. So my mom was like, when you come back next time, tell the doctor that the same symptoms you had when you went in the hospital that day, tell him you still having them. Right. So I ended up telling him I'm still having these problems and stuff, and he like, well, I'm gonna send you back in for this certain test or whatever. It's to test to see if you got blood clots. It's like specific tests for blood clots. So I went back, got tested for that, and it came back how it's supposed to be normal. So he was like, you absolutely right. Like, it ain't nowhere in the world it could be blood clots, because you wouldn't be still having these symptoms and the blood clot test is negative. And I was like, but I'm having the same symptoms. And I was like, I think it's anxiety. He was like, I think so too. So it all turned out to be, my anxiety attacks turned out to be like them running with the blood clots, because they actually saw blood clots in my chest or whatever. But the doctors told me anybody can have them in their chest at certain periods of time. But they were so tiny that they just had to tell you. They cannot not tell you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what the whole little thing was.
I can imagine that being very scary. You know
yeah, it was scary because I thought I was going to die. Like, seriously, especially when they told me I had blood clots in my lungs, you automatically like death. That's what you think about. I'm about to die. What if it get big and I have a heart attack? That's the only thing I was thinking about.
And how do that affect you today? Like, as far as anxiety?
Like, I still deal with anxiety. It's just, actually, since this pandemic, since this stuff that's going on, it's getting better. Like, I was dealing with it way, way more, like, when I was working and stuff. I think you just be, like, overwhelmed with, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta make sure I gotta do this. You just be overwhelmed, so I could never, like, kind of, like, chill off of my anxiety. So now, this time that I haven't been working, I'm actually, like, getting better and better and better.
I remember having a conversation with you and telling you that, you know, now that I'm in your life, I hope that I can make that better, you know, and hope you don't have to really worry about dealing with those type of things no more just because you're happy. But I have realized, you know, that how real it is, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know.
Panic attacks and anxiety attacks are real.
Yeah, I didn't realize how serious it is, you know. Like you said, you and my niece was just talking about it the other day. I didn't know how serious panic and anxiety attacks really were.
It's really real. A lot of people have. I'm pretty sure somebody that could be watching, like, have them or deal with them. Like, one thing you got to think about is, like, it's not real. When it's happening, it's not real. It's just fear. It's made up. Yeah. But sometimes you just can't help it. You just go into panic. Like, panic attacks come out of the blue sometimes. Like, you can't even control it. It just comes, and they can last up to 30 minutes or an hour. Yeah.
And let me tell you something, family. Ida is a very strong woman. And she's very serious about what she does. So her being in front of this camera talking to y'all every day, this is serious to her. This is real to her. And if y'all got anybody out there deal with anxiety or whatever, you know, talk to her in the comments. Trust me, she will talk back to you. She's not like a lot of these other people who don't even bother to acknowledge you, stuff like that. She will, you know, send a word of prayer, whatever you need from her. She'll talk back
Aw.
with you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
So
you, baby.
anybody who deal with it, feel free to leave a comment, and she'll talk back with you. Trust me.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Yeah. And as far as what we talked about yesterday with me, so it was a few months going by. I work out every day, every single day, because I officiate and stuff like that. And even in working out every day and eating right, I was gaining weight rapidly. And I was gaining, I think I had gained like 40 pounds over the case of 6 months.
Wow.
And it was like unreal to me. So I got kind of nervous because October of 2018, I was feeling really messed up. And I got worried, because my cousin had just had a heart attack. My other cousin, all younger than me, my other cousin had just had a massive stroke. And I'm like, okay, what's going on with me? I'm way more active than them, but still, So I went to the doctor, and he, this story too will explain why I don't eat so much when we have our mukbangs. Where Ida finish hers, I don't never finish mine. So you guys will know why now. Went to the doctor. He couldn't find anything wrong with me, but I just know I kept feeling funny and was still gaining weight. So he was like, "You're very healthy, this, that." He said I would be in worse shape, but because I don't do those things, I'm really, really healthy. And I'm like, look, man, I am getting bigger than I've ever been in my life, and I'm like really, really concerned. So a couple of weeks went by. I kind of settled for what he said. Figure, keep working out, dieting, stuff like that. Things will get back to normal. Went back to the doctor about 3 weeks later because I still was feeling messed up. And he ran more tests on me. Like you said, put me on the machine. Everything came back normal. So went back home and I'm like, okay, maybe it's just in my head, whatever. And it wasn't. So I was really still, I'm a workaholic. I love to work out. I love to do all these things. And I'll be at work like, I don't want to be here. I have work to do and I'll be like, you know what, I just want to go home. And I just wanted to be home and just laying doing nothing. And it was one day I was laying in bed. I felt as if I was about to have a stroke. I don't know what it feels like, but I felt like I was.
It didn't feel right.
Yeah, it was kind of like that scary thing you were saying in your head. I felt like that. So I said, you know what? I don't care. First thing in the morning, I'm going to the doctor. So I went to the doctor. I told him if he don't do something, I'm going to emergency and make them figure something out. So he sent me to a specialist who ran all of these, did a CAT scan, ran all of these tests on me, and couldn't find anything again. So I guess about 2 weeks after that, the specialist called me and said he was looking over the x-rays and said, I want you to come back in because I need to take a second look at your stomach. So when he looked at my stomach, on the second x-rays that he did, they found the hole in the top of my stomach. And it freaked me out, so he started explaining to me why I was gaining weight. He was saying it was like a flat tire. He said you keep putting air in it, but the air seeping out, and you constantly feeding that tire, constantly putting air in it. And he said that's what you've been doing. He said even though you don't eat a lot of stuff, you constantly putting stuff in it because it's something start with a G. I can't remember the word, but I'll see if I can look it up.
Gas or something. You got to put your gas.
But he said this particular thing lets your body know that it's hungry. And it's like once your stomach level gets under that, your body is like, feed me, feed me. And he's like, mine was under that like 100% every day. So that hole was really, he said, you can die from having a hole in your stomach. And I'm like, wow. So they had to do surgery, so I went to U of M. Shout out to U of M. And ended up having to get the surgery done. And I was really scared because I had never dealt with anything like that. I had never had to worry about having a surgery. And the closer and closer I got to the surgery date, though, the more excited about it I was. I wanted this to be done because the first thing they wanted to do was try to go through my stomach, there was two ways they could do it. They could go through your throat and try to do it from internally, fix it internally, but they do a test run to see if you can handle it, and I couldn't handle it. I kept gagging and all that, so they had to go, you know, outside and punch little holes in my stomach and fix it, and, you know, it was like instant, you know, feeling better. You know, it was a process. You know, I had a couple of months of recovery and doing things, not being able to do anything, not being able to walk, jog, you know, even eat or drink properly. And it was just amazing having to teach myself to do that stuff again, you know. But man, I am grateful for that specialist for finding this situation and finding it. And man, you know, I'm here today because of that, you know. And that's why I'm like, I'm already a happy person, excited, a romantic person, but that's why, like, even like with Ida being in my life, when I just look at her and be in the moment, it's all of that stuff is in there. You know what I'm saying? I think about how I couldn't be here. I think about how happy I am. Think about our life future together. You know, everything.
Yeah, that's like when we met and we told each other about our stories and stuff like that. I feel like that's like a bonding moment, like when people have been through stuff in their life and they got through and made it through. I was like, oh, we both been through some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So
some health stuff, like health issue stuff.
So like I said, anything y'all maybe want to comment, you know, send questions, anything y'all want to say to us, even if y'all want to share y'all story, you know, share it with us. We'll connect back with y'all 100%, trust me. Because, you know, like we said yesterday, if it happened to us, we know it can happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because
you think stuff can't happen to you, but it can happen randomly out the blue. You could be the healthiest person, and stuff can happen. Yeah.
And it's kind of like they say, here today, gone today. And we, thank God, we didn't give up. Yep. You know, because both of us was in situations where we could have just settled for what the doctor said at first. But we didn't, so, you know.
I should have listened when they said ain't nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, so, you know, like I said, you know, it's a lot of people dealing with a lot of stuff out there, you know, and anything y'all got, you know, feel free to reach out with everything. Babe, how was your poop?
It was good. I looked over there at him and I seen that burger roll. I was like, when did he eat it?
Yeah, because you was talking. That's how it be. Remember yesterday? I didn't see you smash those two.
I'm like, when though? Like, I looked up and I seen the wrapper.
And it was really good too. Really good. Yeah.
I haven't had no checker burger and I can't tell you when. Like, I don't remember last time.
Yeah,
that's why I got one today though, because I always get chicken sandwiches. Always.
Yeah, lately I've been getting these chicken by bosses. Also with my story, like I said, I can't really eat like I used to. Part of it is in my head. And part of it is real. Like, part of it is I don't want to go back to that situation ever again. And the other part is now, since they fixed that hole in my stomach, I listen to it. Whereas before, you know, you could feel full and you just constantly gonna say, man, I see it, I'm eating it. Now, I listen to my stomach. So if it tells me I'm full, I push away from the table now. So now y'all know our stories. We hope y'all enjoy coming into our
mukbang,
right?
Into our life, our actual reality. You know?
Yes, our reality, because, you know, we enjoy the fun, the ha-ha, he-he, the pranks, but we decided we was going to talk to y'all about a little real today. Yeah. You know.
Make sure y'all smash that like button and comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell.
Y'all do that, we gonna hit y'all with another banger tomorrow.
And we out. Peace.